Okay? And that's also called sahajya, imitative. In para attachment, which is also called abhas, means reflection. Namabhas, for example. Okay? One chants the holy name or performs some other devotional activity and actually gets some result. But usually, due to their lack of knowledge, they don't realize the value of what they're getting. So they just pass it by. They don't keep it. They don't value it. They don't treasure it. They don't cherish it. They have a transient experience of devotional ecstasy, and then in the next minute they forget it and they're off doing something else. So try to understand. The holy name is so powerful. Devotional service and devotional activities are so powerful that even a moment's association with a pure devotee can result in a development of emotional symptoms derived from bhakti. But without the knowledge of the value, the great value of devotional service, these symptoms will be very transient. They'll come and go very quickly. And people will not value, won't give them the proper weight, the proper value. See? They'll take it all very cheaply. Just false ego stuff, you know? Frou-frou. They won't say, oh, wow, this is the perfection of life. No. They'll just do it because they want some temporary material enjoyment, or because they want, or even they're thinking of salvation or something, or some impersonal idea. You know, they won't do it because they're really sincerely searching after love of Godhead. They'll just chant because maybe they think it's a fashion or it's a fad, or they'll get some little spiritual benefit out of it so that they can merge into the absolute. See? They're actually impersonalists. They don't understand bhakti at all. So, this imitative, I said that already. Such shadow attachment or para attachment can develop if one associates with a pure devotee or visits holy places like Vrindavan or Mathura. And if an ordinary man develops such attachment for Krishna and fortunately performs devotional activities in the association of pure devotees, he can also rise to the platform of pure devotional service. The conclusion is that transcendental attachment is so powerful that if such attachment is seen manifested even in some common man, by the association of a pure devotee, it can bring one to the perfectional stage. But such attachment for Krishna cannot be invoked in a person without his being sufficiently blessed by the association of pure devotees. In other words, if he doesn't have the knowledge of how valuable devotional service is, then he may just take it up and then give it up again very quickly. It requires association with pure devotees and learning the meaning, the value of devotional service. That this is eternal. This benefit that you get lasts forever. I mean, you may get some tiny little temporary material benefit, like from chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, the reduction of material miseries. You may get, freedom from disease, or you may get some financial blessings, or you may get an improvement in the condition of your life, the material condition, by some superficial engagement in devotional principles. But this is not the real value of devotional service. The actual value of devotional service is that you come face to face with God, face to face with Krishna, in the form of his holy name. And Krishna's holy name is endowed with all of Krishna's qualities and energies. This is stated in all scriptures. So you don't believe it. You don't understand what I'm saying. No. No, you don't. So in other words, the holy name is non-different from Krishna himself. As soon as you chant the holy name, Krishna is there, completely, fully present. See, you have to accept this to realize the holy name. As soon as you chant the holy name, Krishna is fully present with full potency. Nam nam akari bahuda nivasarva shaktish. That Krishna has invested all of his potencies in his holy name. And there's no hard and fast rule for chanting. You can chant any time, any place, anywhere, any holy name of the Lord. And this is true for all of them. See? So this is a very deep realization. As attachment can be invoked by the association of pure devotees, so attachment can also be extinguished by offenses committed at the lotus feet of pure devotees. To be more clear, by the association of pure devotees, attachment for Krishna can be aroused. But if one commits offenses at the lotus feet of a devotee, one's shadow attachment or para attachment can be extinguished. This extinguishing is like the waning of the full moon, which gradually decreases and at last becomes dark. One should therefore be very careful while associating with pure devotees to guard against committing an offense at their lotus feet. In other words, when a neophyte devotee first comes into the association of devotees, he feels that, yes, this is it. I finally found the truth. And now I'm going to become just like these pure devotees, and I'm going to exhibit the same exalted symptoms and so on like that. And so he feels like he has some attachment. But actually his attachment is very shallow. See, shadow, like a shadow, or like a reflection. You see? He's around, he's associating with the pure devotees, and so he reflects their qualities by that association. Okay. So this association, this attachment is not deep. It's shallow. And just like it comes very quickly, it can also go very quickly if the devotee commits some offense. And especially offenses at the feet of a devotee are very serious. Transcendental attachment, either shadow or para, can be nullified by different degrees of offenses at the lotus feet of pure devotees. If the offense is very serious, then one's attachment becomes almost nil. And if the offense is not very serious, one's attachment can become second class or third class. So we often see this. We often see this happen. Somebody will come onto the site and they'll register on the forum and they'll make some posts and they're all fired up. They're like, yeah, I want to become a devotee. And yeah, I want to start a community, and I want to do this and I want to do that. You know, it's like they're chanting 3.5 rounds a day. You know, and they're following the regulative principles, kind of, you know, sort of, kind of. And, you know, they've read the first chapter of Sri Ishopanishad, you know. But they're going to start a community, and they're going to preach, and they're going to do this. And then they actually try to do something, and they discover how difficult it is. How difficult it is to actually quit sex life. How difficult it is to actually preach. How difficult it is to interest even one other person in this transcendental knowledge. At first they try to do it by their own doing, by their own power. And of course they fail. Because it's just like if you go in the woods and you're looking to pick some berries, and if you go at the wrong season and the berries aren't ripe, There's nothing you can do to force those berries to become ripe. Huh? Similarly, you cannot force another person to become ready to hear about the holy name of the Lord and the glories of the Supreme Personality and all these things. The person has to be ready within their heart. If their heart is ready, if they're ripe, if they're ready to hear, then they can hear. If they're not ready to hear, there's nothing you can do that will make them hear. Okay? But because the person is so new, they don't know all these things. So they try to preach and they fail. And they try and they fail. And then about the third time that they try and they get shut out, they're like, well, maybe this Krishna consciousness, esoteric teaching, maybe this isn't really, maybe it's not the thing for me, maybe I should go back to whatever I was doing before, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And they develop all kinds of doubts. And if they express these